Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Market Live Show. Today is Wednesday, October 22nd. Let's see what the market looks like. BYND, AIRE, bunch of them going crazy this morning. DNUT, but all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And here we go. I'll get over to the heat map right here and show you what it looks like right there. And yeah, it's not perfect this morning. Let's look at our SPY real quick. And it is up a little bit. And like I've been saying, it's going to hit this resistance and come back down. And I don't think it's getting through the MACD right there. That's just what it looks like to me. So I could see a little dip down, but I'll tell you what, it is cruising. I got up at 4 a.m., guys, laptop travel. I got up. I set my alarm for 4 a.m. I grabbed BYND and AIRE, and they're both up this morning. This one was right around like it opened at 90. It dipped down like 84 right there, right as it opened. And you can see right here. And then it's been going up since. So that was good. And then also our BYND. I mean, you just could tell it was going to get wild there. So there's where it opened. And then it's boom, just started jumping up there also. So both of them looking pretty good there this morning and running up there. And yeah, that is wild. PSQH is another one, and DNUT. So yeah, laptop travel would hit me up this morning. I didn't even realize I wasn't even paying attention. Laptop travel. Sorry about that. I was just on here and looking at these things, and yeah, that BYND was absolutely bonkers. It has been bonkers. Look at Donut right here, that Krispy Kreme looking really good. And yeah, PSQH is apparently supposed to be getting some kind of push there as well. So there you go. And YYAI, there you go, up 5 cents. There you go. There's Mom and Nine and everybody, like we were talking about. There's your curl up, and there's that popping up there. So we were all over all of these guys. I mean, holy cow, were we early on everything there, especially beyond. We talked about it way down here the other day, and I wish we had just kept all them shares. I actually bought some more this morning, sold it yesterday. I've been trading this thing like 5 times now. But whatever, it's running up and big, and that's all that matters right there. So BYND definitely cruising, and AIRE definitely looking good. Holy cow. Sorry, guys. I don't know why. I just end up having to sneeze when I hop on the show now. But anyway, AIRE definitely cruising along and probably is going to get squeezed up there too. So 2 of them to keep an eye on. Thank you very much, Progressive G. Yeah, I don't know why my allergies have just been bothering me lately. I'm telling you, when the leaves like start changing and falling, I think it's the worst for me. I used to have really bad allergies, but not so bad anymore. But yeah, it's definitely that time. But anyway, let's go through and see our Jolie's jumpers, see what they're up to, and then we'll get cruising through the rest of everything. AREB right there. Let's see what this American Rebel's doing. This is an apparel company, I think, as well, is it not? Footwear, that's it. And yeah, look at that thing crawling up. So we do know we're looking at apparel companies today and them guys. Then let's look at BENF right here. That was running up yesterday. That will get set up and run through. Bitfarms, let's see. It's pulling back right there. We'll see if it wants to bounce off that 20. Obviously, BYND, we were just talking about. And CJET, let's see what that's up to at the moment. CJET, that could be getting set up right there. DSY, we were talking about Big Tree Cloud Holding. What does it do? Oh, yeah, because that was setting up. I know I wrote it down as a setup right there. I've been watching it. HHS. Let's see. Hart Hanks just kind of ran up yesterday, a little bit of pullback. And Open Door right here, that is dipping down. I would like to see if it's holding on to that support line right there. It could dip down a little bit. Let's see. It might be dipping down off. Yeah, it's got that. It's like right between that support line and the 50. Like I said, I'll let you guys know when that's ready. It's definitely not. RANI, that's been running up pretty big lately too. This is another one you can add to the list. Has been a monster. Look at that thing. And we were talking about that early as well. SBev right here, Splash Beverage. We were looking at last night. It definitely spiked up yesterday, coming down a little bit today. SHPH is Shuttle Pharmaceuticals. Another one, right? That'll get set up again right there. This WOK finally ran up after the reverse split. It reverse split and then ran. nothing that we were messing with. And YYAI right there is popped up there pretty nice. And we were all over that thing early. So there you go at your Jolie's jumpers. Thank you very much. Asian Jolie, greatly appreciate that list every morning. And DNUT is about 31% shorted right there. And there's your YYAI. And it is jumping up. That one's almost 100% right there for you guys. And we timed that out perfectly right there. So there you go, Doge Mama 9 and everybody else. Sorry about that. And here we are. Let's cruise right through. Look at our SPY Mag 7 big caps, all them guys real fast. And here we are. Let's see. Our SPY is approaching that resistance. It still isn't up there, and it's hitting that MACD. Again, I'm not so sure it gets through right there unless something crazy goes on. I think it's going to pull back and then get set back up. You have your 20 down here, your support line. I think you come back to around there and then get set back up and run up. So that is what it looks like to me. Let's go through and look at Apple and all these other guys. Apple pulling back has good support right there. So we'll see how that one wants to open up. Amazon right here, AMZN. Let's see what that's doing down there. And let's see what Amazon, that is also pulling back right there. So another one is pulling back. Amazon. Yeah, I mean, it's on the 20. It doesn't look too bad. It was looking pretty good yesterday. Google right there is kind of hanging out. Didn't they have some good news right there? Yesterday they had something going on. I forget what it was in the overnight. They were teaming up with that Anthropologic or Anthropic or whatever the heck it's called. And there you go. So it was jumping up off of that right there, and we'll see how much it really wants to stay up there for there. And that is Google. Meta right here is not looking too, it's like more flat than anything this morning. It was flat when I was looking at it earlier. And then our Microsoft right here is up a little bit. I'm telling you, this thing looks like it's curling up to do something wild right there in the next few days. So definitely keep your eyes on Microsoft. Look at that curling up. It's curling up for a reason right there when the rest of them are trying to pull back. So something's going on with Microsoft. And the video right here, let's see what they're up to. And that's up. It's just kind of flat, but it is getting set up right there. It's just not ready to rock and roll just yet. And here is Tesla right here. And that's also kind of flat. And they do have their earnings at 420. So that's what I was going to mention today. That's Tesla earnings day right there. And it doesn't look bad, but again, the way it's set up right there, it could go either way, obviously. And Tesla, they can miss their earnings and the thing goes flying. They can beat their earnings and it dips down. I can never understand it, that's for sure. So we'll have to see what it looks like as it goes in there. I'll be looking at the chart today, see how it goes. But yeah, you can see it was up and then took a nice little dip there just at 7 a.m. as we came on. So probably a little opportunity right there if you were buying Tesla up right at the moment. And we've been live trading everything. So we'll be keeping an eye on good old Tesla right there. That's for sure. And here we go. Let's cruise through and see what the rest of these guys are doing. AMC's down at that bottom. It had bounced up yesterday and just kind of slowly making its way up there. GameStop's also down there. Let it pull back. And also Chewy right here was also kind of pulling back, let it. And Unity right there is getting set up. It looks pretty good. So I would say keep an eye on Unity. And Netflix right here took that big dip. And wow, look at that thing. It's way down there from yesterday. It's not rebounding. And that is Netflix, and they missed their earnings or something. You can see that big dip right there. AVGO right here. These ones are pulling back a lot of semiconductors. So let's take a better look at them. And there's AVGO. I mean, it looks pretty strong to stay right in this area, but it does have that pullback look. So we'll keep an eye on AVGO today, see what it looks like. And what did I just type in? MU right there, Micron Technology, hitting some resistance up there. I could see it trying to pull back. It is up this morning, as you can see, but I could see it trying to pull back a little bit to try to really get through that. So we'll see how that runs today as well. And TSM right here. Let's see what Taiwan Semiconductor, that's pulling back a little bit. Yeah, I do expect a couple of these to be pulling back here. SMCI, that one's got to get set back up right there. Could have a little pullback. AMD had been pulling back yesterday, hitting that resistance. It does look like it wants to come down some. And QCOM was looking pretty good, and even that's coming down a little bit. That still doesn't look too bad right there. Snow hadn't looked too bad yesterday, and it is pulling back a little this morning. It says PayPal was looking pretty good yesterday, and that's also pulling back. I looked at that this morning. Intel right there is pulling back as well. Look at Intel pulling down. And how about your Dell right there? That's trying to set up. And again, these just have a little bit of time. They'll bounce around, as I've been saying. It's a bouncing around kind of week right here. And going into next week, IBM. And again, we have our CPI on Friday, so that'll dictate a lot of it. IBM right here. It's trying to, I think it still comes down a little bit more, guys. I do think they still can set up. And there's your Palantir dipping down right there. Sophie had been looking good, and even that was pulling back a little bit. It looks a little better than Palantir. That's why I was saying, make sure you're watching for them dips on PLTR. And how about your Mara and Riot right there? They're pulling back, and crypto is kind of pulling back at the moment. You can see them. There's Riot. Clean Spark right there is also pulling back. So they're coming down to that 20 area. They could pull back even more. And MSTR right here, good old strategy. And look how far that's pulling back. So we'll go through our crypto in a minute. And let's look at Robinhood and Coinbase. They're still pulling back, could come back down to that trend line right there. Look at Coinbase trying to do it. And even Webull a little more. But again, I'm going to get some more at these 11. I think that's your bottoms right there for Webull, and it's going to get set up relatively soon. So definitely look for the bottoms on these things, the ones that you like. SPCE, good old Space Virgin Galactic pulling back as well. And let that one pull back. And Boeing is trying to get set up right there. It's just, it has a little pullback. It's more flat than anything this morning. DJT just pulling back to that 1585, Michael Anthony. So I agree. It will get set up. It's just not ready yet. Even Nike pulling back right there. Let's see what Lulu is doing. That is up a little bit. And a couple other ones. How about that SCVL? And that Shoe Carnival is flat right there. McDonald's right now is down a hair. That one does look like it's flattening out to move up, though. So we'll keep an eye on it. Disney pulling back, and I was saying I couldn't believe it really jumped up that much yesterday, to be honest with you. And here is Oxy right there, OXY, and that thing is getting ready. So oil and gas not looking bad. ExxonMobil up a little bit right there. And here is your DXYZ, and let this one pull back as well. So that is what the market looks like right there. Let's take a look at a couple other ones. Somebody had asked about ONDS. I think that has some more pullback in it. It is hitting that 50 right there. We'll see how they react. And that IVF, let's look at it, is down another 3 cents right there. Let's see if what it can do right here. Let me take a better look at it over on this one for IVF, and this one was brutal. And there it is crossing down. I don't think it's going to stay through there very long. So I'll look at it today to see how it runs and what I can get from this one, IVF. So we'll look at that one right there. We were talking about it last night. POWL right there is jumping up again. And NIXX, this one had been looking pretty good to get set back up. And what is that? EONR. That's another oil and gas one. Was looking good, up a couple cents right there, hitting that little resistance, but could cruise through. And let's see what GALT was looking pretty good. That's just flat right now. And that ISRG was a monster yesterday, that's for sure. And we already looked at that. We looked at it the other day. It's crazy. And Rainy right there, still running up there. We were talking about that one. And beyond both of these, we were talking about running up higher. And there you go for them. AIRE. We were talking about this one as well. And that one is spiking up. So I got up early. I bought AIRE and Beyond right there. So I'm pretty happy. They're both up. PayPal is down right there. Sophie, Donut, DNUT. That's jumping up there too. Another one we were talking about last night. So there you go with them. And CMG, Chipotle down a little bit. That does look pretty good right there. That YYAI, that's up over 70%. So there you go with that. TT. And let's see, Sherwin-Williams down a little bit. Signet is trying to get set up. HUM still running up a little bit, but hitting that resistance right there. UPS up a little bit right there. And what is that Oscar doing? It was trying to keep that momentum, and that is not keeping momentum. UNH also not holding up right there this morning. So a couple ones that we were looking at. RKT, that Rocket Mortgage, that one's not looking too bad, to be honest with you. And let's see what else we were looking at right here. APUS, that wasn't looking bad. It's a little bit flat right there. So yeah, there you go. Let me see what you guys want to see right there. That WHR and MGM wasn't looking bad. So some of these that were looking pretty good, not exactly keeping their momentum. How about GM up a little bit right there? And how about that TT? That wasn't looking bad. It's just flat right there. So there you go. And a couple Adobe is down right now. Let me see what you guys are looking at over here. And yeah, that YYAI and all them guys, DNUT, DNUT, Donut right there. And let's see what else. Google wants to expand their own online web services like Amazon's AWS. So there you go with that. And F. Sam Altman, Louis Rodriguez said NKTR, and that like Nectar or something like that right here. NKTR, Nectar Therapeutics. And that's just pulling back. I think you might have a little pullback on that one as well. Let's see if it wants to bounce right off. Let me see that. Yeah, that one could pull back a little bit more there. Progressive G, we'll have to look at that. We're in a profit-taking cycle ahead of tech earnings right there, and so perfectly normal. Yeah, I think it's getting set back up for the end of the year, to be honest with you. WGO is Winnebago. Winnebago, is that what? Oh, the Winnebago's Industries or something. Wow, look at that thing. That's cruising along right there. They do have earnings today, so we'll keep an eye on WGO. That is rocking and rolling. And let's see, VRT right here. What is that? Vertiv Holdings. And that one is cruising up there. Another electrical equipment parts and electrical equipment and parts. And yeah, a lot of them have been running. That one does look good right there. Neon down a little. We'll see if that wants to run. I did notice that this one wasn't looking too bad this morning. It looked like it was trying to move TMDE. So we'll see what that wants to do. Again, gas and energy, it did spike up yesterday. Look at it right there. Got up to 102. And let's see, RBNE. And that one's just kind of hanging out right there. Let's see what it wants to do right here. RBNE. And two gas and oil and gas ones. And this one could get set up. We'll have to watch and see if it gets ready. They just like to run a lot. And let's see what else. VRT, the Duolingo, that one is had been pulling back there. Let's see, that one could be still pulling back. I'll have to look at that. And they said they has the same potential as ISRG to spike up on positive earnings scheduled for November 5th. So we'll be keeping an eye. Keep us remind us about Duolingo as we go there. So there you go. November 5th is stacked with earnings tickers right there. DNUT is definitely flying. HLT, let's look at that one real quick. What is HLT doing? Ooh, that one looks good. Hilton Worldwide Holdings, and there you go with them. And that is Hilton, and they're popping up there, and they look like they have some earnings going on possibly today. It looks like, yes, they do. So there you are with another earnings play if you like them. And Toyota Motor, that was jumping up over 2 the other day, and it's hitting that resistance. I expect it to hit that and come down a little bit, but yeah, it's starting to get moving right there. And the AI startup Anthropic or whatever it's called is in the talks with Google to secure additional computing power valued in high tens of billions of dollars. So that is what's going on with that. APH right here, another electrical component company, and they have earnings, and it is up a little bit right there. It's not looking too bad, and their earnings are today. So it's trying to spike up. It's in a bullish trend. I don't know. We'd have to look at that. And I was going to look at our good old gold right here to see exactly what it was doing, and it is pulling back some more. We might even want to short that down right there. JNUG and Nug right there. So yeah, they're getting destroyed and they are dipping down pretty well. So keep an eye on them. And ETHU. I can't even type this morning, huh? ETHU, that one's coming down. We'll go through and look at crypto real quick. Mobix Lab right here. And let's see what that's up to. That is just kind of setting up. Looks like it's trying to get set up. Let me look at it over here. MOBX. It is crawling up. It might not go through the MACD, but it'll jump around today. U.S. Navy contract deal right there for MOBX Semiconductor. And there you are. They win a multi-year U.S. Navy follow. I don't even know what that says. Follow on contract as company accelerates growth in defense and something high tech markets, something like that. It says. I can barely read it. Anyway, there you go. And they do have a Navy contract right there. Let's look at our crypto and see what's going on over here because it did look like it was down a little bit. And let's see what's happening. We did expect it to pull back a little bit more right here as it gets set up. So, yeah, let it pull back all the way. And I think maybe even Friday we might have another dip. It would be perfect if we have a nice little dip there on Friday. So, yeah, we'll be watching for that. Ethereum, the same situation right here. Nothing too crazy. You can just see they were trying to get set up. And like we were saying, they might pull back a little bit more. And they certainly are. So I'm not really that surprised. And let them get completely set up so they can get ripping. And Ripple is looking pretty good right there, I must say. But that one probably wants to bounce back off too. But that did look really good. Doge. And when they look this good, it's just a matter of the next crawl they're going to get through. So that is what our crypto looks like right there. There's Cardano just doing the same thing. A lot of them look the same. Optimism still down there in the basement. So that's going to get out of there and get cruising along. And again, our Bitcoin just kind of pulling back. So nothing we were not expecting. Let's put it that way. We had talked about that pullback right there, and it was probably going to pull back a little bit more. REGN right here. That one down a little bit. They have earnings coming up. And let's see what they're up to over here. REGN. Yeah, I mean, it is trying to get crawling through right there. Just a little pullback. I'll have to look at that today. It's trying to get set up right there. You can see it, but I'll look at it. It does have a pretty nice setup right there, Luis Rodriguez. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that one right there. But yeah, I would just see what that BYND is doing. It's way up there. It was jumping way up this morning. AIRE. There you go. It continues its way up, and it was hitting the resistance, and it looks like it wants to go up some more. So there you go with them guys. And of course, your DNUT right here, good old Krispy Kreme, and that is running up, and it's PSQH is supposed to join the party as well. I mean, that one could be trying to get set up regardless if it was trying to bounce off of there, but apparently they're going to be joining that party. But the other three look really good right there. So I'd keep an eye on them. BYND, that YYAI as well, DNUT. I mean, we went through everything that was looking good. And gold keeps dipping down. Let's just say gold recoils and Netflix disappoints. And U.S. stock futures struggle as gold route deepens and why David Einhorn Greenlight prefers this tiny biotech over AI excitement. What was the name? Einhorn. Wasn't that the name in one of the Ace Ventura movies or something? I forget. But anyway, investors await Tesla earnings, and that'll be interesting. And Dow futures hover right there, and the stock market is about to care about the calendar. So that's what Yahoo said. And what about Cheesecake Factory's cake right here? And they're even pulling back. McDonald's was having a little bit of pullback there as well. So even only Donut and these other ones that everybody's pumping up right here, they're getting cruising. And what's IOVA looking like? Their favorable decision from FDA, then it will explode. How are you there? Law Wrench, whatever it is, I don't even know. But yeah, how are you? Which one? BANL, is that which one? BANL, CBL. Oh, look at that one. That one's jumping up there and could run up a little bit more. Just be careful. BANL. Let me look. it did have some good spike ups the last 2 days, and it's getting up there. So just be careful with that. I'd be trying to lock in profits. You might see it spike up some, and then pull back right there. As you can see right here, you could have that spike up and pull back. So just keep an eye on that one. But it did run up pretty well up there, 11 cents, 15%. So there you go. Oh, it's Larry. There you go. Okay. And BANL. Yep. So keep an eye on that, Larry. And so yeah, Sinez Tech right here. How's Sinez Tech looking? Because it was looking pretty good. The setup had that dip there yesterday, and I do think Sinez Tech is going to get cruising there, Progressive G. So I do think it's getting set up. Maybe it tries to bounce down. I think that bottom was in right there at that 378. So it's pretty damn close to it. Is that what that said? 378? Oh no, 363. I'm sorry. It closed at 378. 363. I was gonna say it looks like it's way too close right there. So yeah, and then 360s. Obviously, watch for any pullback or dips into that area, and that'll be a good one right there. Let's see what else is going on right here. We went through that crypto again, just kind of pulling back. We expected that. Let me see if there's anything trending over here. I'm sure it might be Beyond might be an AIRE. I'm just taking a little guess right there, but let's see what's going on. And yeah, these things are monsters this morning. Look at these things just ripping up there. AIRE. And again, I got up at 4 a.m. and bought them. So they're definitely up. That DraftKings had some news. They're trying to compete with Polymarket. It's up a little bit right there. And let's see. ULTY is down. That's just a ULTY. Yeah, it's an ETF. Netflix, I was going to say, I'm not familiar with it. GameStop, Apple down as well right there. As you can see in that BDSX, I'm not sure what that is, but let's see what it is. BDSX. Bio Desix. I have no idea. But anyway, that one's not looking bad right there. And VRT, didn't someone mention this one? Yeah, someone did mention this. It is looking pretty decent right there. They do have earnings coming up. Isn't that AT&T? And that's not looking bad. They have earnings. It looks like AT&T. These things have been at the bottom right there. Yeah, AT&T has earnings. What about Verizon down here? And that one, I don't even think it's going to get through the MACD right there, but they do have earnings coming up next week. So there you go with that. And let's see what else is going on here. That nerve came way down right there. That one pulled way down. And FLWS is 1-800-Flowers, and that one did pop up. I'm not sure exactly why. I'm not sure what happened there, but let's see what's we'll have to look at it today and see if anything's going on. But you can see the market is a little bit flat there. The SPY is up a little bit, but doesn't look incredible. Let's put it that way. And IMRX right here is curling up. I'll keep an eye on that one right there. Let me jot that down over here. IMRX. So yeah, and I do think BYND and AIRE are getting crazy, and DNUT. So you can keep an eye on them. I think they are going to be wild ones right there throughout the day. And that is what it looks like. You can see that Beyond running around right there. And oh yeah, WBD was someone was looking at buying them yesterday. Who the heck was talking about it? I forget. Netflix, I think, was talking about buying them. So yeah, I don't know why Netflix missed their earnings, but they were talking about buying Warner Brothers, so that'll be interesting right there, and it might pop up on them on that buyout right there. What's that PZZA doing? It was just been flat up here. I looked at it; it's just been sitting right there. It looks like it's waiting for a buyout right there for that PZZA, and so yeah, IMRX. Look at that one right there. That one looks pretty good. And there you go, Progressive G. And there you go, everybody. I'd say that's a decent pre-market review. And again, that Beyond, and we already knew which ones were going to be running right there this morning. And they're more just getting pumped up and just cruising along. AIRE and DNUT right there. So a couple ones that are Krispy Kreme, and these guys are just cruising up there. So we'll be watching them, and some other good ones right there. YYAI, we had that one nailed down. That one cruised up on that. and a couple others, and we'll look and see if Microsoft wants to do something today, because I'm telling you, this thing looks pretty good, guys. This thing looks like they want to do something right there. So we were probably a little early to the party, and look at that curling up, guys. I mean, when the other ones are dipping down for whatever reason, and that's looking that good, that usually says something's going to be happening right there. So that is there, and Google again was jumping up on some good news that they had. So there you are, everybody. I'd say a pretty decent pre-market review right there. I'd say we got through everything. And MSFT right there. That is MSFU. Progressive G. MSFU is the bull 2 times. So yeah, look at that thing. Even looks pretty good. It's trying to curl. Look at that curl up right there. Generally tells you something's going on. Again, it looked like it was going to pop. It got smacked down on that big dip day. Had to reset up and looks pretty good. Yep, no problem there, Larry. And thank you for tuning in. And Progressive G and Laptop Travel, Luis Rodriguez, and everybody else. Of course, Robin listens on his way to work, and Asian Joe Lee, and Doge Mom and Nine, and the whole other crew. And Michael Anthony, if he's awake, I'm not even sure. But yeah, there you are, everybody. That's what our pre-market looks like. Again, I'll be hop on with Ben. And AVGO says it's up a little bit. Look at that. And I still think that it is getting set up right there, but it has that pullback look. I'll look at them today. That's what I was saying about them semiconductors. But we have the ones that were popping up there anyway. So there you go, everyone. And that's what our heat map looks like. And we have our CPI on Friday, and gold is getting destroyed again. So you can keep an eye on that as well. It is pulling back, hitting the 50s, and looks like it's going down some more. And again, these things were just overextended, guys. Our GTI still pulling back right there, and might still continue to pull back. So that is what we're looking at. We'll look at them building product ones. Again, that one was flat there, TT, but looking pretty good. And some of the casino ones were setting up, MGM. So keep an eye on that. And obviously, some of these apparel ones we were looking at, Lulu was up a little bit ago, and some of them aren't looking bad right there. Even Nike's down a little bit, but they were looking pretty good. And some oil and gas restaurants. So there you go, everybody. You guys enjoy your morning, and make sure that you trade smart and lock in those profits. All information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Thanks again for tuning in. Be sure to follow along on X, YouTube, Instagram, and all that good stuff if you're not following along. And of course, hit the like button and like the show on your way out. And that's what we have for our pre-market. I'll keep you guys updated in the Discord. I'll be in there, and we'll be letting you know what looks good and what to look for. And I'll probably be in there live trading as well. So yeah, I got up early, BYND, and I guess we were talking about them last night, and AIRE. And they are popped up there this morning. So they are pretty good, and we'll be watching everything else there. So you guys like I said, trade smart, lock in your profits. And that's what we have this morning. Goodbye. Good luck. See you later. And have a great day, everybody.